watched the hearing this morning, the Senate hearing with Sean, and it just, I was just flabbergasted. It was just two Democrats there.
Yeah.
Everybody else boycotted. I thought there would be more news, highlighted. I think this is a bipartisan thing. Like, as American citizens, we should be very, very concerned about this. And I hardly even see it in news. And I'm like 6 hours behind the East Coast, so it's like lunchtime here, and I don't see much about it. And I understand Iran is a big thing, and that's probably what's, in the news right now. But I was very surprised at that. So I didn't have a question about Iran. I just wanted
Okay, that's okay. Thank you for sharing that. I'll ask you one quick question, then let Larry, and then if Dmitri'd like to, and then we'll go to someone else. Are you now supportive of Republicans generally, or are you really more supportive of Donald Trump?
Of Republicans generally.
Yeah.
I think they have a really deep bench right now. Even after Donald Trump, JD Vance really resonates with me. Grew up with similar background. And so after I started to research the candidates, it just aligns a lot with the beliefs that I grew up with.
Yeah, we call it Hulu elegy. Larry.
Holly, thank you for coming in your comments. And quickly on the hearing, I agree with you. I think the Democrats were derelict in duty today. Part of me, most of me, thinks it's because they were kind of part of the problem and they were in on it. They saw it closer up than any of us did, and they didn't want to be on the hot seat themselves. I would ask you, though, with regard to Iran, especially because I think part of the narrative today and part of what we're going to discuss today is the so-called shift within MAGA world and the shift or the split between President Trump supporters. Considering you have family members who wear the uniform right now, if President Trump decides to go ahead and participate in a strike against Iran, or if President Trump decides not to participate in a strike against Iran, will it change your support for him one way or the other?
No, and the reason for that is I think if anyone knows anything and inside information, like, Tulsi gave her report, but I believe the President of the United States would know way much more than anybody. And I'm putting my trust, in the fact that he doesn't want war. And I'm hoping that his decision making is being tempered by that. But I'll put my trust in the president. I support him.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.